Hello, fellow crafters. Hello, ladies. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. I am now going to reveal my entire finished album. Okay, so we have been working on the Anna Griffin Create Crop at Home scrapbooking event that happened May 1st and May 2nd of this year. So I have been looking at putting my twist on all the pages that they gave us at this event. And so this is my page one, title page. It's really cute the way they showed us how to do this. You were supposed to crop a picture into 3 different frames, and then that way the middle one would be your accent, your main goal. So I love all of the extra little cigar tickets that they gave us, these little corners. I am hoping that you can kind of still see this page. This would be our handsome page through my page protector here. So the big complaint about Anna Griffin's page layouts is that there's not enough pictures in the one page that she shows us. So my twist to that is I always kind of make it into a little book, or I always turn the actual first page into kind of like a little accordion style mini book. And so that way I can lift this up and I have plenty more areas to put more pictures in if I wanted to do that. So here you can easily see that I could put this is a pretty big size here. Let me see if I can figure out how big this is. This is an 8 by 7. So it's a pretty big size. You can easily put lots of little collage of pictures. So this is how my page went. So this is all the gold framing dies from the event, from our 3. Let me see, I think there was 3 little different types of die cuts that you can do. So on my pages, I'm known for leaving like a little tab, a little ribbon tab here so that you can pull and there's a little extra something here, okay? And I also like to put a little spin on my pages, just like that. You can see that little mechanism spin. It is one tiny little brad in the middle that helps you maneuver this around and also holds it in place with magnets, just like your little mini books. You just turn your one page into a mini book. Now I cannot help with the complaint about it being thick. I love nice thick scrapbook pages, so I apologize for that, but that's how my pages work. So this is the next layout. This is a double spread, very pretty. You have enough room for 6 pages, lots of the end here. We have all of this gorgeous dies that were the 12-inch dies that were for this event, especially made for this event of the scrapbooking pages. Okay, so here we have this area. I love to add a little bit of glitter and a little bit of glossy accents to it. I love to embellish and add more because more is better in my book. So we have the little circle, and then we add the leaves that are gold, and then we add right here the green. There was the little olive trees. I added these little parentheses. Instead of on the side, I add them top and bottom to give a little vertical-ness to these pages. The cigar tabs here I used as a title page. Maybe I'll put the year on there, see how things go. I love to add corner punches to my pages. So you can see that here I have little circles here on the side, and those are one circle, and then we cut it in half and it turns into a corner punch. So, okay, here's that, and then we flip over and we're on to the blue gorgeousness of what Handsome is all about. These absolutely gorgeous blue pages, okay? So on here, we worked on pleating all the way around the frame all the way around. We added extra flourishes on top of flourishes. We added extra little ends, and then lots of room to journal, a huge cigar, and then more flourishes and a gorgeous title that says Dream, okay? And then on the next page, very similar, the same color because it's gonna be sitting next to each other. Lots of blue, red, gorgeous, absolutely. Gorgeous red and blue. Now you can see here, somebody has asked me, how do I cut this? The page protector. Very easy to do. You just kind of have to be a little bit brave with it. I'll show you on one that might be a little bit easier than this one. But same thing here, you have a little tab. These tabs are from Stampin' Up. Absolutely love them. And this one opens up also. I usually do what I call a letter M here of an accordion on mine so that I have enough room. And then sometimes I put a spin, not all the time, but here you see that that spins. Here you can see the page protector. Okay, I usually stab into the plastic of the page protector right there. And then I cut, and you just get brave. And you cut around your page protector enough that you can have room for it to come out, okay? And then after we do this, we're gonna go to the next page, and that is the absolutely gorgeous greens and reds and golds are our next layout right there. This is green, and it has these gorgeous little buckles that all came in the handsome packaging with the cigar tabs. And then this is one of the inside frames that's actually the same one here. Okay, now on this one is a circle or a cigar tab, and I cut it in half so that we have one for each one. Here's a very easy little way to double up on your pages and get more pictures in here, okay? Very easy, tiny, cute little hinges. Of course, you don't have to use these hinges. You can have normal little paper hinges without any problem, okay? But you end up having 1, 2, 3 pieces for pictures, and then over here also. So you end up having 6 places you can put pictures at. Cute little cigar here on top of the label, and that helps kind of add more. On this page, we were talking about fussy cutting the paper right here with the actual trim of it right here so that you can use it as an accent. So look at your paper. I'll show you on the next page. Look at your paper and see that you can use that actually as an accent. This is the same piece of paper right here in the middle, right here going this way. That helps you use it as not just a paper for your layout, but also you can use it as accents. Now this is also cigar tabs, and I kind of just stuck those in there to kind of give it more red because this other page had so much red in the middle that I kind of wanted to add a little bit extra red here. This is the little cigar tabs underneath the little labels, and I just cut them up so that we can use them over and over and over, and you end up with this absolutely gorgeous nest. Now you can see again cutting the plastic page protector. These are fairly inexpensive, the page protectors, compared to what we spend on scrapbooking supplies, so be brave, cut through it. This one I cut, let's see, and I will show you. This one I only cut a tiny little slit right here. So I use a Sharpie, right there's a tiny little black mark from the Sharpie, and then I go down, and I go down on this side, and then I went back, and then I kind of snuck these in. If you go back to the video, I think I showed you how I did this on this one when I was in the actual making of it. Okay, and then this page, almost exactly the same. They both look together, really nice look together. So on this one, we added the frame in the middle, and then I wanted to make more room, and I have not added my ribbon. Now that I look at this, I am missing a ribbon, my little pull tab that I use to show myself or whoever's looking through my pictures that there's more to look at underneath is the little ribbon. And here you have the magnet. Here you have more magnet. And then I usually add a magnet to the back, and I will see if I can show you underneath here. Right here is another magnet, and that magnet is to hold the whole thing together. So when you're trying to spin, it does a little snap or in it right there, okay? The magnets are super easy to use. The way I do them is I put the little score tape. If I'm not going to use score tape, I'll use glitter glue, and I put a tiny dab of glitter glue, and then I kind of do, I think it was called a kissing method with stamping. You kind of bring the two down, and you kind of barely kiss the paper on top of the glue, and you know where the tab is supposed to be at because the glue has left you a mark there. So here is this page. I want to say that this paper is from the Castle paper right there, and you have more room because these are double-sided and quite nice and thick. Here we go. Now we have, this is now our scraps, okay? I love at the end of my project, once I move to a different theme, a different motif, a different paper collection, I like to grab all of my leftovers and then make something different and unique. And this is the one that I made with my leftovers. This is paper right here, and I kind of did a trim around it. Let me see if I can get underneath here. Right here, I mitered this little corner here and here, but then this one, I did just a little basket kind of corner on it. I added the corners from here, and then I doubled it up with a little star right in that little area. I'm sorry for the glare. And then here I added more and more of the little cigar labels to kind of keep adding. And then more of the white to kind of bring some of this white. I added these little corners that are white with gold right there, okay? And then here is the leftover. So here is this one. You can see here that I put the page in the plastic, and then with my sharp X-Acto knife, this is a Prima one, but all of them are good, I kind of punch in and then I score all the way down lightly, and then you kind of leave a little mark on your paper, and you can come back and cut it with scissors if you're more comfortable, or you can cut it straight through with your X-Acto knife. This one is right there. You can kind of see that it's just the right size for my little area here. So same thing, this is all the leftover paper that we had from our Handsome collection. The red flowers right here and the little bees, all this little gold leaves, all of that was left over. Here I did gold, and then I added a little red right there. And then if you lift this up, I did a one-page flip over, kind of just like a little cap over it. So I had more spaces here to add pictures to, and I added more of that swag because boy, they sure did load us up with swag on that one. And then at the end, I did one more page that is the leftover page right here. And that's because we had so much gorgeous trim, this 12-inch trim. This is actually a little leftover one, this little green one right here that I think they called it a scale paper, scales, fish scales. Is so pretty. And I was kind of, you know, the Handsome collection is red, white, blue, lots of strong colors, but I was looking for something softer because the next collection is Happy, and Happy has those pretty pastel colors, so I was looking for something with a little transition, and so that's why I did this one in the lighter colors of greens and the little dots of gray. The gray dots are flat, just like right here. You can barely see that they're there, and then on the trim I went with the glossy accents and kind of put little dots on them so you can kind of see that a little bit better. So I flipped this part open just like that, and I have more little spaces right here to add another picture, more little kind of pockets. I do have a magnet on this on both sides because I noticed that once I did this trim that was quite thick, this gold one with the scales, and then this one on top, it was kind of staying up if I didn't hold it down. So there is that one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we used the flowers that I call my Rancia flowers right here, and somebody was asking me, how do I use these on my pages? You can see that right here. This is where I'm using it. So if I kind of show you the dimension of this, you can kind of see how they're popping up and kind of still flat. Here is 1, 2, 3 layers of flowers, 4 layers of flowers, and it kind of just squish flat, but they still look just as gorgeous. On these itty bitties, I want to say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, also 4. And so what we have is on this flower, it was going to be outside of the page protector, okay? But on this bottom part, it normally would have been on the inside of the page protector. So if I flip this open, I don't know if you can see, I have a hole right there where my flower is. See that part? I'm looking for a little piece of paper that might show up a little bit better. And you can see where my paper is and where my plastic is. So I don't see a single thing, which is so sad, but here it is. Here's my little hole inside here, my little X-Acto knife. What I did with this one was super easy. I went in a little circle around it, and then I cut through it, and then I let that little page protector lay flat. Sometimes if you make your little circle or your cutout a little bit smaller, that means that you kind of flip out the little leaves and lay it on top, which is just as cute, no big deal, okay? So we have that there. Now this was the Handsome collection. The page was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 6 and 7, and then these 3 pages were my leftover pages, okay? So we have 7, lots of pictures to put in here. You can decide what you do with these, put them in an album. I like to keep mine in a bag. So here is Happy. This is going to be a long one because I'm going to put all of my 3 collections in. Here is Happy. Happy, you can see, has lots of flowers. It has greens, it has pinks, and another 12-inch strip here at the bottom. This is the one with the gorgeous awning. Okay, there's more videos on just the awnings by themselves, but this was the original awning. And this, I did not pop it out. I didn't do anything to it. It is just a simple page, if you want to call a gorgeous awning like this simple. So the next page was a double, and we learned how to do, yay, ruffles. There's more videos on ruffles and how I was doing these ruffles, and you can figure that one out. It goes all the way around. I love how we add extra dimension to these by adding 2 flourishes exactly the same, but cutting off pieces of it, the same like you would your flowers. So here is one big 5x7 picture, and you can do 2 little ones if you wanted to, 1 big one, whatever makes you happy, right? Because it's the happy collection, why not? So here's the next one. The next one shows us tons of gorgeous flowers, tons of lacy flower edges on the side. The colors are aqua pink and green. Then you flip it over and we are on this gorgeous yellow and green mint. Here is the entire collection. Oh my goodness, is this not the most beautiful, gorgeous things you have ever seen? The yellow and green, I wouldn't have put that together, but it looks absolutely gorgeous just the way they did it. So of course I had to go tweak it and do my own thing to it. I added more and more lace and more trimming to it. I ended up with green, pink, the metallic green, and then a leftover pink. Did we get credit for all that paper and all that work? I don't think so. Would I do it again? Probably yes, because it's gorgeous and it was fun while I was doing it. But does it need to be that way? No. This little yellow trim right here is one of those frames that I cut out because I like mine to be finished and trimmed and neat at the end, and that just, all of these little trimmings together were looking sloppy to me. So here's that little peekaboo little lace, ribbon. So that means I get to pull this up and see more underneath. So here I ended up with the pink and the green metallic, and you have 3 pictures, 1, 2, 3. So no complaining that you can't get pictures in your Anna Griffin layouts, because you just have to kind of get creative. There we go. And then the next page is this one, same exact layout, same plan. We're doing a yellow trim, and then you have green, pink, green metallic, and pink underneath it. And if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be like this, 2 of them vertical. But I didn't like that. I kind of felt like it should do something different, and I ended up laying it down, or a horizontal picture. Same plan though, gorgeous flowers. Lifted this up so that you can put 1, 2, and 3 pictures all in. And then you can see that when you do that, you get some mechanical issues here. So I had to put a hinge on this top title. I want it somewhere where you can write lots of journaling, because journaling is part of our memory keeping, and I felt like we needed to do that. So here I added a little tiny hinge to the back of it. You can kind of see the mechanics of it if I flip it over this way. And very easy to do, just something you kind of think about before you lay things down. Kind of think about how it's going to open. If it's going to open, then what is this one going to do? It's going to bend. So kind of just, take your time when you're designing your layouts, and it's a huge reward at the end. So here's more for a date. Here you also have the exact same thing, but it says best day ever. Of course, you can always cover that up and put something else on top. On these flowers, I did go a little crazy with the mascara flowers, and those are not mascara flowers. I made my own. You get some black wink, and you kind of just color around it, and you make your own mascara flowers. I know we have a collection of flowers somewhere in everybody's drawer. So here we go at this one, and we flip this over, and now we get this absolutely gorgeous lattice page. Here is the lattice page. Also, I didn't make any extra pictures because I added 4 pictures, and I thought, why make more pop-outs? So here is the gorgeous lattice. There is a video on how to make that. All the flowers that we do together. The flowers are very fun for me to design. I kind of lay things out and then glue them later. Sometimes I let them, what I call sleep. I let them sit there overnight and come back the next day and see if I like the way they look. Or I add many flowers, as many flowers as I can, and I come back and I say, okay, let's do the Coco Chanel thing and take one thing off before you walk out the door, and I end up taking a flower off, or I move it somewhere else where maybe you can't see it so much. What basically, I like some kind of flourish underneath, some kind of base, a fan, a doily, something underneath first, and then I add a couple of flowers. I like them to be symmetrical. I like right, left to be the same. Like if this one is going to be here, then I'd like it to be also over here if we're looking at a double page layout. I like different sizes and different types of flowers. I don't know any names of flowers. I couldn't tell you what they are. I can just tell you that they're beautiful. So that's how I work them out. I put a couple of different ones on top. I usually also use a little bit of the glitter Nouveau drops. I love those to kind of accent a little bit in the center or add a little wink that has that glimmer on it. That is how this one worked. Very fun to do. Almost looks like a little window that you can be looking into. And then this is the next page right here. Same thing, absolutely gorgeous. All the little flowers. I kind of forced some of the flowers to kind of look like these. I cut them up. I cut little different pieces and add little flowers and leaves somewhere else. I love how this one, the little number tag, I did gold and then a pink and then a purple in the middle, kind of adding everything all together to those things. So then we flip over to the leftover page. Leftover, my bottom, this is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a little petticoat of loveliness is what this looks like. There is a little leftover yellow right here, little ruffle, or this is actually the what do we call those little cornice, the little cornice box that is pleated 3 times. And then here is the little box pleat, this one. These are all from that Anna Griffin Cuttlebug collection of tricks. I want to say is her Cuttlebug embossing tricks, number 2, I want to say. So these are all gorgeous. This was a little die that came from something else, and I ran it through a die to kind of get this little gorgeous little trim on the end. Little flowers, gold ribbon. I love ribbon on my scrapbooks. I don't know why we didn't get ribbon for this entire kit. That really hurt my feelings that we didn't have ribbon. But if you can see this even more, this is all mitered right here, and this is yellow, pink, gold, and those are all leftovers. These little Martian people, these little pink ones are the same ones that are underneath, or that are these right here, and they are all leftovers. Okay, so here we lift because we have a little tab here. These are my favorite tabs from Stampin' Up! That I understand they don't make anymore. So there goes that. This here, and we are going to keep going. So we grab our little gold tab here, and then we get to go up and hold this, and you can see all of these gorgeous little leftover pieces. They're not exactly perfect. You can see if I would have seen this before, I would have thrown that little gold piece away. They're not absolutely perfect, but I absolutely love it. You can put 2 pictures on there, and here's the same thing going again. You can put more pictures on it, and that's where that little gorgeous petticoat comes from. And then here is more leftovers. This little happiness just had so many leftovers, I don't even know what to think of. Then I did more trim on the side, and I'm stuck. There we go, there's more trim right here. And then I did these big triangles, kind of side holders, kind of like money holders here. And that kind of holds my tab. Here is a little lattice, fun little lattice that you can do. Another one that's a circle die, and you cut it into 4 so you can kind of get the 4 of them going. And here's this part. And then I had tons of leftover pieces of of paper that just are not allowed to go away. It's just something that you can put a picture on, a note, you can staple something to it. So here we are with this one. This is more little leftovers, all those little Martian men, or I'm not sure what to call those little people. But here is the leftover. And what a leftover page that is. Isn't that just fabulous? Okay, so now the very last collection. Heritage is absolutely gorgeous. Again, how do you cut this one? This is a really fun one to cut because you kind of just barely score right here. You can poke right in it and score right into it and go straight. Very easy to do. Okay, here we go. Tons and tons of lace here. These are trims. These are pink, blue, gold, and then the negatives of the gold, pink, blue. So fun, fun, fun to do. And then I added gatefold opening here so you can have my ribbon again. If you have a piece of ribbon, it might need to be pulled. So magnets, lots of little magnets in here to hold things together. And then we go and open up this gorgeous stuff. And here you end up with a little book on top of your scrapbook page. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. And then the back is right here. Double page layout. This is the ruffles that we learned how to do before. All of these gorgeous ruffles right on top. And then all these beautiful butterflies. I used some little gold trimming and some gold leaves on there, added more flowers on the edge. Here you can open this one up and you end up again with the little accordion. M is what I call it here. Simple little way. And on this one I can even show you. Here is the brad. So you use that brad and you punch a hole through it and you end up on the outside with a little brad hole, and you are able to move your little page here. You see that? You can move it. So if you have vertical pictures or horizontal pictures, maybe you want to do your pictures going in the other direction. So you can do that. I cut mine page out into a horizontal. So if later we want to do vertical, we can do vertical. But this is what Scrapbook 101 is. Here you have a block in the back, another little date label, 2 blocks, and 3 layers of paper. But you do the trick so that you can keep the underneath layers that are not being shown. Okay, here is the accompanying page to this one. Absolutely gorgeous. We did a secret and we did a magnet on this. So you're able to lift the top. It has a little magnet on there and you can still see all the pictures, because it would have been 4 pictures in the middle. But you know that there's going to have to be some little tabs so you can open these up. Little tabs so you can open these up. Okay, right there. You're going to be adding pictures to these. This one is a little pocket so you can add tickets or something fun that you might want to leave somebody a little love note, or tell a story about the picture that you sneak in there. And then here is the bottom. Yes, this is not Anna Griffin complete style. I added rhinestones to that because I do love a little bling here and there. So absolutely gorgeous flowers. This is, I want to say that this is from the collection Thankful, because it kind of has that orange color. On this one, I cut a lot of the page protector off, but we still have enough to cover up our pictures and add it to a book. Here is the next page that we have here. 2 pictures, absolutely gorgeous lace trims, 12-inch trims, lots of embossing on this one. Just looks so delicate. The gold is incredible. I even embossed the gold little bird in here and it just looks delightful. So here is the tab for the first layer. You pull on this and you have that little layer there. Have another little layer here. Here's a little tab. That's what you're looking for. Little tabs to pull on, little ribbon to pull on. This is a little tab that's inside the little picture. So we were able to add that in here. Whenever you add a flower to a corner, you have to remember that the outside is going to be white. So you want to put something on that little space. So kind of plan again. And here's another little tab. And here we have picture that we can add to. So where you would have had 2 pictures, you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pictures. So you would have had 2, and now you have 14 because you know that the other side is going to do the exact same thing. So here, picture, 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 picture. And yes, this little gold piece is a trim from something else that we were cutting. This little trim here is somewhere else on another page. So the story here is keep all of your scraps. My goodness, keep them. Okay, this is the page that maybe might be bothering my normalness because this is askew or crooked or maybe a little too crooked for me. Not that any of my stuff is perfect, but that's a little hard for me to see. I want to turn it and make it straight. But, you know, why not? Try something different. There's nothing wrong with that. So here we have that. Very simple. You have simple as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of trim, and then you have a little trim mat that's blue on the outside. Why? Because I'm gonna want to keep these little trim pieces just perfect. If I can't hide them, I'm gonna add a little tiny. This is a 1/4 inch to this to keep them all neat and tidy. Absolutely gorgeous with this little bird here on the side. So we flip it over. Here we go. And the next couple of pages also just as gorgeous. Lots, this is the section that we used with that die cutting little secret. Lots and lots of gold here. This is 3 layers of gold. One is gold underneath, and then there's black, and then there's gold on top. And the tab, therefore, we know that it's going to do something other than like open. And yes, it opens and it's going to turn. So we open it, and it also has a little magnet on it, so it kind of holds the snap. But if you wanted to leave it horizontal, that's going to work. So here we go. Works that way, and it also works this way. And you're going to have just as many gorgeous pictures to put on it. There we go. Put it down. So then you have the next picture page, and this is just absolutely gorgeous. It has blue, white, and black, and the gold that has embossing in it with more gold. Absolutely gorgeous. This is just over the top beautiful page. I put a little gold ribbon in the middle, put Generations of Love, and there's a tab there, so you know what? That I'm gonna have to pull it open. And yes, there is a letter M on there of an accordion. You see that? And when I was doing this, this is the page paper from Castle, I want to say. This one. It is just absolutely gorgeous. So at the end, I had to say, no, I cannot glue that black to this gorgeous gold. So I ended up making it a hinge, and it kind of hides into the back of this. Okay, here's the mechanism for this. So there is this, and I'm sure that that means that I'm able to turn it, and I can turn the entire gold thing. Look at that. So you can see that I showed you a step-by-step on this page, so you can follow along on that one previous. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. I love how these little gold date tabs are actually now like peekaboo windows on the side. That just looks so special all by itself. So here we go. One more. If we flip this over, we end up with the awnings, the pages. These are the leftover pages, leftover paper, and I still have so much leftover paper. It's not even funny. I have so much of it left over. So here is a little awning that I'm calling a little curtain. So this is, to me, this is an outdoor flower pot. And the flower pot, outdoor window ledge flower pot. And if I pull out my little tabs that I'm going to put my pictures on, you end up with this little curtain, and then you have this little awning. I wanted it to sit down, so I put little tiny little magnets on there to make it sit. But you can see this was the little window that I was showing you guys how to do the trim with it. And then here's the little flowers that go with it. Lots of gold little trim. and a little butterfly on the side, the little gold, and then also a ruffle. So this is like the end of all of everything we've been learning. There's ruffles here, there's awnings here, there's the gorgeous lattice, thank you, and then there's butterflies, and then there's the gorgeous flowers that so many of you guys were able to, that I was able to send some home with everybody. Not everybody, 2 or 3, 4 different people that played with me. So this was just a very simple cut here. I just went straight in right where this was at, because my plan is to put the pictures on this, and then the pictures become the actual little flowers that are hanging out of this little page. So how darling will that look right there? And these are just leftover mats that I don't know, for some reason, maybe I didn't read the instructions correctly, but I ended up with a lot of different mats. So here is that. Flowers, again, how do you cut them out? Let me see if it helps if I put this over the flower. But you can see there's a big old hole right here over the flower. Okay, there's the plastic right here. So this one I cut around the entire plastic. It's just plastic. It's like the cheapest thing we have in our collection of rooms that we have to play with. So there's that one. And then this was the last of them. Gorgeous little lattice here. Excuse me, the lattice that goes down this way. And here's our awning. These are all leftover pieces. You can see here, this is a leftover from another edge. This is a trim from another piece that we left out. We did the ruffle on the end. I can see from, if I look closely, I can see 4 different pieces that I had to put together to end up with a 12-inch strip, long enough to do a ruffle. And then here we have the gold foil, and then we have the gold foil print, the gold foil matte, and then another one that is the lattice trim, the lace trim. And then we have this absolutely gorgeous, very skinny lattice, a little more delicate than, let's say, the ones that were fatter. But it's just as pretty over the brown. You can see that that's really pretty to kind of see. And then you see also the flowers over this little area. This is a small layout for smaller pictures, okay? The smaller pictures are holding on to this area. And a little bird that's right here that is foiled. And you can see where I cut my paper, my plastic. Let me see if I can show you better, but this is the plastic right here. And I just cut straight over onto it, and then I cut off the little corner so that my little flowers aren't squished. And then you have my little tab, so that means I can flip this up and put pictures inside, and I can flip that up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots for pictures. Will I put pictures on this gorgeous yellow? I don't think so. Blue and green and more foil lace at the bottom, kind of everything bringing it together. I have enjoyed making this project and putting everything together. These have been absolutely incredible to put together. The entire collection has been so fabulous. I have here my happy, I have the heritage, and somewhere I put my handsome. So thank you so much for watching along with me. We are going to make more pages soon and post them for you. I kind of just wanted to put on at the end of everything and then see where we're going to end up with. Next time, I'm going to start putting together some pages with Lillian. Oh my goodness, have you seen the Lillian paper? Holy moly, I am going to start doing Lillian next. So come back and join me, subscribe, ring the button for me, give me some thumbs up on my projects. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Bye.